Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is. Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time for Brewsday Tuesday. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Brewsday Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. That's a great sound. It is DreZ with Big Nate popping tops in the studio, ready to drink some beer.
Very excited to drink some beer.
So I'm looking at this can. I know what it is. It's a MADTREE Brewing Companies who we're focusing on today. And I just noticed it says tap in. It's pronounced psychopathy. Because that's the actual thing. Psychopathy, which is funny because I was actually probably going to pronounce it wrong, and I was even thinking about it. Psych
I'm
Psychopathy. It's psychopathy.
I'm so glad you said that because like that's what I was sitting over here doing is there are certain words that I don't pronounce well, like the wax coloring utensil. I say that funny.
Wax coloring utensil.
Crayon.
Crayon.
Yeah,
I say crayon.
crayon. I say
Like crown.
yeah, I say it like crown.
Sometimes you say crown, but
Yeah.
crayon is what it's actually pronounced. So I've started to pronounce it properly in my older age now. But
Psychopathy. I
yeah.
was like in my head, like, oh God, I'm put on the spot here.
Psycho
For the most part, well spoken, but there are some words that
it's written psychopathy, which is probably what I was going to say. But then I noticed as the intro was playing that it says right here, it's pronounced psychopathy, which is an IPA from MADTREE Brewing, which I believe is out of Cincinnati, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken,
indeed.
somewhere in Ohio.
it's Cincinnati.
This was part of the variety 12 pack that I got when I was up in Columbus. So it's a stone's throw from there, established in 2013. Good old MADTREE, inspiring madness rooted in purpose.
So I've got the MADTREE Tropical Psychopathy, India Pale Ale, passion fruit, orange, guava, and I didn't have a cool pronunciation guide anywhere on.
Oh, yours doesn't have it
I
anywhere on there? What is yours?
Instead, it says you can hear the sound of the ocean after drinking each can.
All right, well, we'll test that theory.
Now, but I do have to like ask, like at that point, do I have to hold the can up to my ear, like
Like a shell.
or like my glass? Like, what are we doing? How do I hear it?
So I don't know a whole lot about MADTREE. I looked quickly at their Facebook page. I think their claim to fame is they were the first brewery to can in Ohio, if that's believable. I mean, it says 2013. You think somebody would be canning before that? But maybe I misread or I'm misremembering.
I feel like Ohio is usually behind the ball on cool stuff. I could be wrong.
Well,
I spent a lot of time there as a child.
Here's the thing, man. When it comes to canning, I guess that I see the benefits. It's probably better for the environment. It's easier to ship. You can float and you feel better bringing cans, on the river and stuff. But I have those bottle cap maps, and it's making it damn harder to find cool bottle caps to add to my maps because everybody just cans these days.
I mean, I find it hard to believe that glass would be that much worse for the environment. I think it's more of a just simplicity. It takes up less space.
Glass is a lot
fragile, so you have less.
Glass is a lot
loss.
heavier too. So
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I guess picking it up from the recycling plant probably does cost more in gas mileage.
Yeah, and another thing that made me want to grab for the MADTREE this week was we actually did our long overdue B3S booze bag bottle share the other day. You unfortunately did not make it. What was your excuse on that one again? Oh, I guess your wife
The
was
wife
still
fell in a
limping
ditch.
around. Yeah, so that kind of sucks that you missed it. But
She's almost fully recovered. The bruise is almost gone.
in addition to just trying a bunch of great beers, as we always do, I was talking with Scott Rockefeller, that's working on the Great Wilderness Brewing that's going to be opening up in Pulaski. He says October is what we're looking at. So we'll probably hopefully get him on the show sooner than later to talk a little bit about that. But I was asking him because he's been in the beer business for a long time. And, me and BB, we like to travel. And we've been to quite a few breweries, in our many travels, not only in the RV, but other times. And so I was asking him, what are some like landmark, like just really cool breweries that we should check out? And I have a great list going on my phone, but one of the ones he did mention was MADTREE in Cincinnati. So I'm definitely going to have to check this place out.
He's never steered me wrong, so
Yeah, for sure.
I'm inclined to trust him. We'll see.
Mhm,
We'll
mhm.
see, Scott, if you're listening. This holds up. Of course, he's listening.
Yeah, I would hope so. We'll have you on the show again soon, Scott. But I've been to quite a few breweries in Ohio, mainly Columbus, because that's where I go every year for the festival. But I feel like I've been to a couple others here and there, maybe even in Cincinnati. I haven't been to Cincinnati in quite some time. Me and some friends went one time. What's that theme park in there? Kings Island, I think.
Kings Island.
We went to
is
Kings
the one.
Island. I think we went to a brewery. Can't quite remember what all we did. I remember we went to a White Castle. Haven't been to a White Castle in a long time. Still disappointing, like always. Not a big fan of White Castle.
I have a sneaking suspicion that the slider, first of all, I don't think it's meant for sober people, much like Waffle House.
Fair enough.
But I also think the sliders that you get in the freezer section are in fact what they serve at White Castle anyway. I like them though, so I'm not going to complain. I've never been disappointed with White Castle, but I've never gone sober.
Yeah, maybe I was just too sober for it. That might have been the catch. I don't know. But yeah, so another thing I want to quickly mention, if you're watching on YouTube, you might notice the spectacular shirt that I'm wearing, which if you're not watching on YouTube, it is yellow and it says just a nice big bold font beer. So this shirt I did get up in Columbus at the at Sonic Temple, and initially I didn't realize it existed. So this was over there at the there we go. The the Dime Hardware section where, I was hanging out and drinking whiskey with Rita, which was really cool. But they have a whole bunch on display. They have a lot of dime bags, guitars, and some stage worn outfits and video of him playing in it, whatever. And there was a video playing of him wearing this shirt, it's just a yellow shirt that
It's
just
a
said
sign.
beer. And I was like, oh man,
That's the one.
that shirt is damn awesome. So the first time I went into the tent, I saw that, I saw all the merch and it was all cool and everything. But later on, it was the next day or maybe even the third day, another day later, I saw a guy walking around wearing the yellow beer shirt. And I was like, no way. That's just like the shirt that Dime had. And then I was like, they must be selling it there. So somehow, there was a ton of shirts. So I guess I could see how I missed it, but it was the very far left, like the second shirt, the number 2 shirt was the yellow beer shirt. So
Well,
I had to pick one up.
I think you don't have a lot of yellow in your wardrobe, so maybe you just
No, not
yellow. I don't need this.
well.
But you
If
do.
I saw it, I just didn't see it because there were a lot of cool shirts, but somehow this one didn't hop on my radar.
I think that my favorite part of that shirt that you can't see on YouTube right now because
I'll stand up.
yeah, there is a Dimebag Daryl tramp stamp built into the T-shirt.
Yeah, on the bottom, right
Like
right
where you put a tramp
right
stamp.
where you see a tramp stamp. So the middle, the bottom of the shirt, you get just like Dimebag silhouette just shredding, which is pretty damn cool.
Pretty
too.
epic.
Yeah. So I do love this shirt. This is probably my favorite shirt of the whole weekend, honestly.
It's a fantastic shirt. I think from our staff that's here right now, several people have made comments on your awesome shirt.
Behind my back, because nobody's made any comments to me.
I know I did, and I know Kyle did.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Well, thank you, Kyle, and you for loving my shirt as maybe a fraction as much as I do. But yeah, so that was a good time. And I think we drank all the Columbus beers already, didn't we?
Mhm.
Because did we do 2 shows of those? I can't even
Maybe
remember.
we
now.
didn't. We'll have to go check the beer fridge during the break.
I don't know. They're all gone by now, if not. But because I think this was the last bit of beer that I brought back from Ohio. This was one of the variety packs. Oh, and I got that the variety bells pack that I was drinking on the river.
That's right.
With those left
Hearted.
So that must be the end of that. And then I had the actual Columbus beer show because this is, like I said, this is Cincinnati, so not technically, Columbus, but
It's Columbus adjacent.
Ohio enough. Have you been to Cincinnati?
I have. Went to a Reds game, and the police in Cincinnati are really cool. We were tailgating under a bridge before the Reds game, a place you're not supposed to tailgate. And of course, it's before it's a game day, so they've got officers just like patrolling the area where we were at grilling. Of course, we had beer and stuff, but the officers came up and said, when you're not supposed to tailgate here, we're gonna walk around the block. We'll be back in about an hour, and you better either have hot dogs for us or be cleared out. Well, I was
So
like,
yeah,
that's a
hot
pretty-
dogs, right? That's the option I would go for.
yeah. We were gonna be gone by then anyway.
Okay, well that's nice.
But it was very they were very the way they handled it was
Very
just
courteous
so-
heads up. That's very
Be back in
nice.
about an hour. All right.
No
By then the
rush.
hot dogs would be cold, but
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, you
and
got
everyone's so nice there.
So yeah, so you weren't in like a normal parking lot, right? That's why.
No, my stepdad had decided that free parking under this bridge was the way to go.
I can't say I blame him. But I guess then you do I never really thought about that cuz yeah, I'm a cheap ass and I would much rather park a couple blocks up and save the $20 and just tailgate there, but I never really thought about, yeah, I'm probably actually not supposed to tailgate here and you might get got for that.
They were very, very cool, very courteous about it.
And
And you knew where you parked was safe because they're obviously patrolling the area.
Mhm.
It was win-win.
Who won?
We did. And by we, I mean
The tailgaters
the tailgaters.
that didn't get, arrested for an open container.
I couldn't tell you. It was so long ago, and I'm not a Reds fan, so it wasn't like we were seeing. It was just, I think it was the Reds, and I want to say Orioles. It was just some random game. We happened to be, my grandmother lived in Gallipolis, Ohio, which isn't far away. We saw a random weekday game with no vested interest, got cheap tickets. It was like, let's go.
Okay. I was going to say, why were you in Cincinnati at a Reds game anyways? But that makes sense. You're just visiting some family. That's always nice. I got family up in Ohio. In fact, I don't think she currently is, but here we go. My mom's cousin. So that would be my,
Second cousin.
no, first cousin once removed.
Oh, Jesus.
There we go. Yeah.
What does
we're-
that
we're
even
starting to-
mean?
So I actually just recently explained this to somebody, and I hope I have it right. I think I do. So second cousin would be her children to me. So like
Okay.
that would be a second cousin. So it'd be first cousins are like directly cousins. Second cousins are the kids of those cousins. This is getting confusing already. If you're watching on the YouTube, maybe I'll use my hands as the family tree status. But the once removed thing comes into play when you go down or up a generation. So mom and her are first cousins. So me and her are first cousins once removed because I'm down.
Okay.
We're removed one generation.
I will never remember that, but that makes sense right now in this moment.
There you go. So
Luckily, my family's not that big and we don't talk to that many people.
you don't have the extended cousins and all that sort of family
I
reunion
do,
stuff.
but we kind of, after my great grandmother's funeral and the way they handled that, we don't really associate with them. So I don't, very rarely have to refer to them.
Well, that makes life easier, I reckon. But so she, I don't think currently, I mean, it's been a while, so I'm guessing still probably isn't, but she was on the city council in Cincinnati, maybe? Oh, she dabbled in the kind of politics stuff. So I know she did a little bit of this and that, and is a big fan of Cincinnati. She really wants me and BB to come out there for it's like what's it called? March of Pigs, or it's some sort of a pig marathon. It's a marathon that has pig in the name, and it's supposed to be like, as voted by runners, it's like the best marathon you can run.
You should do it.
There's like, you go over a bunch of bridges. It's supposed to be just really nice and awesome. But yeah, maybe I think we will do it one of these days. Not
You
this year or next.
got to get yourself some Cincinnati chili while you're out there.
What makes it Cincinnati chili?
It's on top of spaghetti.
On top of spaghetti.
I'm not a big fan of the Cincinnati spaghetti, or Cincinnati chili. I can't really judge it though, because what I do with my chili is I throw it in a tortilla. So
Well, but it's chili on spaghetti. Because to me, spaghetti is like, the stuff that's on spaghetti is damn near chili already anyway.
Yeah,
right? I mean, it's pretty close. It maybe doesn't have beans, but
I mean, it's really not that big of a distinction, but people are like very divided about it on the internet.
all right. I'll keep an eye out for that when I go to visit MADTREE, which is the brewery we're focusing on today, out of Cincinnati, of course. And I'm going to refer once again to the pronunciation thing to make sure I get it right. The Psychopathy IPA, which I don't think I mentioned, is 6.9%. So nothing to sneeze at in the ABV department on this bad boy. Really, it just tastes like an IPA, man. If you're watching the YouTube, you can see my little tasting glass. Lovely lacing on there. Great color as well. It just tastes like a good old IPA, man. There's really nothing to brag home about it. Doesn't stand out. Nothing too special, but also it's nothing bad. Nothing to sneeze at with this bad boy. I'd say I'm going to give it a 4. I think it's solid.
So I've got the tropical psychopathy, and I'm going to be really intrigued to see your score for it. Passion fruit, orange, guava, 3 of my favorite flavors in a beer. I think they're using the orange to up the IBUs a bit. This is a damn good beer. It's very refreshing. You get that bitterness kind of on the end. I'm going to give it 4.75. It's
Wow.
damn good.
So there's a reason I gave you that one. And it's not because I don't think I won't like it. I just know that when it comes to fruit and IPA, more often than not, I'm not a fan of it.
Which is why I'm going to be intrigued.
I
to hear
like
yours.
the hazy stuff and whatnot,
This is
but
delicious.
normally if that sounds like something that it's going to be hit or miss for me. And I'm worried. I was a little worried it might be a miss, but
It
might,
kind
I
of
could
almost-
be wrong.
It kind of almost has like a grapefruity flavor, and I know you don't love grapefruit.
Yeah, when I think of that, when I think of, fruit IPAs, that's the kind of stuff that comes to mind that I'm just not a fan of. So, but I'll give it a shot during the break while we play a song, and then we'll come back and we'll drink some more MADTREE beer right here on Brewsday Tuesday. How about you stick around?